Hi darlings, and welcome back to my makeup garden. It's Liz. Today we're playing with that one. What was that? You gotta be quicker than that. Did you see it? We're building a palette using my Devinah singles. So I do have a reasonably large Devinah single collection. I don't buy a lot of singles, and when I do, I generally buy them from Devinah Cosmetics. So I want to use them. I don't want to waste them and have them sit around just expiring. So every month I try to build a build your own palette, which is what we're doing today. So if you want to see how I created this look and another, along with swatches of the palette that I built, then keep watching because that's what we're doing today, friends. Welcome back to Hand Cam. I have my empty Hecate palette from a couple years ago here. And then I have all of my Devinah singles here, including the mattes that you can't quite see because they're kind of blocked off. So I'm really feeling green and pink for this upcoming month. So let me go ahead and grab this bright pink here. This is the shade Tessa. And I think this is going to lend to the general vibe that I want perfectly. Now I want, for sure I want this green here. This is called Elphaba, like, you know, the Wicked Witch of the West. Normally I try to alternate like singles and, or mattes and shimmers, but we'll rearrange them at the end and see what we like. Now to go with these, I think I'm going to need a dark color, and I don't think that the darkest color in any palette should ever be a shimmer. So I am going to grab this color here. This is called Virago, and it's just like a nice dark like purple kind of color. So we'll put that there. We are going to move things around, so don't stress. Now in going with this general vibe, I'm really thinking that this color is really gonna, this color here. Now this is shifty. I think this is from this is Elektra, and I can't remember if it's from Mystic Cove or if it's from what was the other one that released at the same time? Anyway, I can't remember which collection it's from, but it's a very pretty shade. And I think it's going to go with the overall like theme, like perfectly. Should I put a purple in here? I think I need to, but let's look at this green here. So this is a dark green. I kind of want something more evergreen than this, but I don't really have anything. This is Fossick. So I think this will work for a little bit of depth in here as well. But it's not quite as evergreen as I would like. Okay, so I think we're going to have to go in with another green shimmer. This is called Orion. I don't know what collection this is from. Let's see. I don't know what this, ooh. It's like a very pretty yellowy kind of green. Let's do that. Let's put this over here. We'll do this here. We'll put this up here, and then we'll put that next to it. Okay. I do like mattes. I do use the mattes pretty heavily. Ooh, that's really pretty. Ooh, yay. Okay, so I'm feeling good about this. Okay, so let's look at the shimmers in here. I think this would be nice, but I think Chromosphere is actually going to be a better solution to what I want. So let's see. Ooh, yeah. Okay, that's the one. So let's see. I want to show you guys because I really like these colors. Put that there. We'll put Chromosphere here next to the pink. I do like to build a 16 pan story, so that's what we're going for. This is Chromosphere. God, Chromosphere has my heart. That's why it looks way more used than a lot of these other colors. Okay, so I do think we're gonna need another inner corner type shimmer shade. Let's go in, let's find a pink kind of a tone. Let's see what's in here. I'm trying to be careful because I do have these loose from last month. We're gonna need, let's see, should we go the purple route? Ooh, that's pretty. Let's see what that looks like on the hand. It's a little chunkier than I would like for this, but I think it'll be really pretty with the green and the pink. We're going to take this and we're just going to set it here for right now. Let's see what else we have. What's this? What color is this? This is Nocturne Ash, and it's got like a little bit of a flash to it. Let's see. Oh, yeah, look at that. It's like pinky, kind of gold, kind of green. Oh, that's going to be perfect. Let's stick that there. Now, I'm not discounting this. We may still add that in. But first, let's look at the purples, shall we? Because I kind of think that putting a purple matte in here would be really nice. I think it would pair well with this shade and this, and we could probably do that one too. So let's see. For purple mattes, I think this light purple would be pretty. This is called Norah, and it's like a pinky purple matte. I don't know why I said that weird, but see, it's pretty. A little bit powdery, but really pretty. Let's see, put that there. Oh, hi. That would be pretty inner corner color too. I'm a big fan of a matte inner corner, so I love it when a plan comes together. Okay, I do feel like we need to lean into this a little bit. So let's look, let's put some shifty shades. So what shade is this? This is Thoosa. And Thoosa is like pinky purple. And if I remember, it's got a little bit of a blue shift there. Whoa. I love the mirror finish that you get with their multi-chromes. That is something that I feel like Devinah just absolutely like slays the game at. They are so good at it. Okay. Do we need another green matte? Let's see. I kind of wish I had more greens. I don't really have a lot of greens, but I do have this yellow. I think that would be pretty in this mix. Let's see. This one is called Toska. Now, last month we had the shade Capri, which is a lighter yellowy kind of a color. I think this would be a good transition color. Yeah, I think that'll be good. Put that there. Okay, so we're making progress. I'm loving this. Let's add a little bit of a darker pink to just kind of pull in the pinks and you can use it with the purples together as well. I'm thinking maybe something like this. Do we want to go the shimmer route for that? See, this is called Magellanic. Let me find a finger that's not completely covered in sparkles yet. Okay, let's put it here. Oh, this has a little bit more of like that red. Should we go this route? We'll put it here. I think I can put this one back now because I have that other. All right, let's see. I think we should lean in a little bit. Let's see. Should I go the cooler tone route? Or do you think we should put some browns in here? I kind of think it's good the way it is with the color scheme. Oh, what are we going to do? Okay, I kind of want to... I know this was in last month's palette, but hear me out. Tacenda. This was in last month's palette, but I think it'd be really good in this palette. Let's do that. Oh, that was my complaint. This one's starting to hard pan because it is older. These are some of like the older ones in my collection. So you can see the hard pan, but I'm not willing to give up on it yet. Okay. I think that's going to be a good fit. Let's go. This would be interesting. Should we do a pop of blue? Ooh, this is the color Swirling Waters. Let me use my thumb. See, it's just like a really nice blue. I'm really feeling the colorful vibe. Oh, yeah, look at that. That's gorgeous. Okay, should we put that there? Oops. Oh, I'm torn. Okay. This is part of the fun, right? Is playing with all of the shades. I really feel like we need to lean more into some of these greens. So let me see what kind of tones I have. I could go the sparkle route and add more sparkles, but I like things to be pretty even. We have 2, 4, 6 sparkles. We have 2, 4, 6, 7 mattes. Now this is similar, but it is different. So let's see. Let's swatch it next to it. Oh, this is more of like that seafoam color. Okay, we'll go this route. I think that's gonna be pretty. I am now on the fence about this color, actually. Okay, so let's see. let's go over here to the purples and let's do something a little bit cooler toned. I think we could get away with a lot with a color like this. Now this is called Aria. And I think if we place this, let me swatch it on the other hand because I'm running out of room. I think overall the colors are going to play really nicely with everything we have so far. Oh, I'm very, very excited about this. This is the kind of color store that I like live for. Okay, and we're going to need one more. So how many? We have 2, 4, 6, 7 shimmers, and we have 8 mattes, I think. Right? 2, 4, 6, 8 mattes. I kind of just want to put a white matte to use for inner corner, and then I can use it to lighten up any of these other shades here. I think this is going to be the final palette. So let's go ahead and create swatches of this, and then we will create an eye look using it. So as you can see, these shimmers came together beautifully with the pinks and the greens and that pop of purple. We are going to create 2 eye looks with it starting now. Okay, so now that we have our palette set up here, you've already seen swatches, so let's create an eye look with it. And I can tell you right now from my memory, like these shades, this shade swatches well, but it's very light on the eye. And then this shade is not quite as pigmented as I would want for like my day-to-day. It's not going to deepen up as well, so I'm probably going to pair these up together. Fossick with this shade here, which is called, what is that called? Hold on, hold please. This is Tacenda, so that's Virago. I have it rotated. Yeah, that. So that's the top and that's the bottom on my cheat sheet here. Okay, I wanted to know what the shades were so I could reference them, but pinks and greens are calling to me because they always call to me. They are the ocean to my Moana. So let's grab this brush here. This is a Glam Light brush. Oh, or do I want to do green? Or I could do green on green. Okay, we're gonna do purple. Let's start with purple. So I'm gonna go into this shade here. This is called Aria. And it's just a nice like purple. It'll make a good like transition / crease color. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in here. I do have just mascara on. I don't have anything else on my eyes right now. So, but I do have just some plain mascara on. So, well, just plain, but I mean, it's my Benefit fan, or what's it called? Benefit Roller Lash. So, right away, love the purple. This does have a little bit of pink in it, and it is showing up like in this lighting. You can see the pink. Okay, and let's do the other eye. Okay. Love, 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 love. All right, we're gonna go into the shade here. This is Fossick. And I wanna see how well, I already know it's gonna play well because I've played with all these shadows. I've played with them all before. I should say most of them. There's a couple that I haven't played with. Let's go in to this Blend Bunny brush here. This is a B5. I'm gonna go into, here's the deal. I really wanna go into this shade here, but I know it's not gonna be dark enough. Maybe we'll put this in the crease real quick, and then we'll use this for the outer corner. Let's do that. So let me just take that same brush, which is that Glam Light brush, and I'm gonna go into this shade here, right there, Virago. Let's just put some of that in the crease. There is a difference in like the old matte formula to the newer matte formula, and in like with the Devinah shadows, and I happen to have both in my collection. So this is an older matte formula, and you can tell it's like not as blendable and not quite as pigmented. Whenever they updated things, the newer matte shades like Elphaba, this shade, God, she is a pretty bitch. But the darker shades can sometimes be a little workable, like you have to work them more. It's pretty standard in my experience. There are some matte formulas out there that are not problematic in that regard, but it seems to be still pretty standard that you have to work a little harder with darker matte shades. I'm just gonna grab a little bit more of that lighter and just buff it. All right, I think we're good, right? It's pretty even. kind of even, mostly even, mostly. But like I said, in the interest of saving time, I have this little patch of like, literally, see right there? That's not the eyeshadow, that's like my actual eyes, my skin right there. It's like I have this weird little oily patch. I have normal combo skin, and it changes seasonally. And right now I just like in that one spot, for whatever reason, my skin is just like, fuck your makeup. All right, so let's go into the shade here. This brush, we're going into Fossick. I've used Fossick a lot, like a lot. It was in the first like custom palette that I ever made. And it remains just like a really nice olivey kind of green in my collection. All right. I do not like to wear an eye primer on my eye. I do like to wear a glitter primer. They are different. An eye primer I consider for like mattes, and a glitter primer is just to hold the sparkles in place. So for me, it's about like the stage of application. When I first start my makeup, I don't like to wear an eye primer. And I know some people that would never fly, but this is my space. Not, yeah, you know what I mean. I mean, I was on my RIP MySpace. What a time to be alive. They had us coding. Sorry, I'm just rambling at this point. Okay, I think that is going to be as accurate as I care to make it. So let's go ahead and put on some of this specular eye base. So this has remained one of my favorite glitter glues, which kind of surprised me. It kind of has the texture of the NYX glitter primer, but it's a little bit tackier. And I think it dries down just a little bit faster to a point where you can use it. I feel like the NYX glitter primer, I have to wait on a little bit longer than I would normally like. And I feel like this dries down at a different rate, which makes sense. You know, it's its own unique formula, but I do like it. The only thing I will say is when you put it on, if you do both eyes at the same time, just make sure that you pat out any creases that will have, like, could have formed while you were doing the other eye. Just so that you don't end up with any creases from like your lids sticking together. I have folds in my eyes, I'm older, and I find that that has helped if I just like pat it out. Okay, I'm gonna go into the shade here. This gorgeous green color is called Orion. 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 I'm so sorry. I am who I am, okay? And I'm just gonna put that on with my finger because that's how I like to apply my shadows. I find it's generally less messy. God, what a great like yellowy green shade. It really is a pretty shade. It's generally less messy for me because I like to put on the sparkles. And it makes the shadow just look like the titties. It just looks so nice. It is weird doing this into the camera. Sometimes I feel like I excel at it, and then other times I do not. And yeah, I'm complicated. All right, here we go. I think I'm doing an okay job today, though. This magnetic palette that I have these shadows in is the Hecate one from a couple years ago. And it does not have a mirror, so it does make it a little bit trickier. If you're like a one and done kind of person, you know, you don't want to have to pull out an extra tool. But okay, that shade is so pretty. That's real pretty. Orion. But I do feel like we need a little something, a little bit of something on this outer corner. So we're going to go into the shade here. This is Chromosphere. Okay, and I have to show you this. I have to swatch this for you because this is one of those shades that made me fall in love with Devinah's shimmers. Let me show you. Let me show you. Okay, ready? That is sexy, isn't it? Sexy. So, I know. Listen, friends, I never claimed my love affair of eyeshadow was rational, okay? It just is what it is. All right, so let me clean off my finger. I do have a baby wipe here and a microfiber cloth because that is how I roll. And I'm gonna go into Chromosphere. There's something about the shades from that collection specifically, where Chromosphere, they're just really good. Like that formulation, I would like to have it like many, many more colors in this formulation because it's smooth. I don't generally have creasing issues. If my lids are particularly oily or if I get really sweaty, then I will. But it's not generally something that I have to contend with too much. Did I make a mess with that? Yep, sure enough did. It's because I was trying to put it on without actually looking, you know? Okay, that is very pretty. We need an inner corner shade. And in order, since most of my lid is shiny, let's do a matte inner corner shade. I could just go plain white. And I think it's hilarious that that plain white shade is called Blow. You know, like the kind, it's, what a time to be alive. So I'm gonna go into this shade here. Now this one is very like light, it's kind of powdery, but in this circumstance, I think it's gonna be a good fit. So this one is called, which one is this called? This one is Norah. So I'm going into Norah and I'm gonna use that on my inner corner. This has a lot of white in it and it does not build up in my transition very well, but for an inner corner shade, I think it makes for like a really pretty light purple. You see that? And I do like to bring my, my inner corner just up a little bit to add that lightness because of my shape. I'm just gonna wipe off that brush and we're gonna add an inner corner highlight on the bottom. So I like to have an inner corner on right here, but also on the lower lash there. It makes me feel happy about my life. So I'm gonna go into this shade here, and that one is called Nocturne Ash. And it is a shifty shade. It's like pinks and purples and kind of green. I'll show you, watch. Okay, it's this one. So it's kind of got like a green, here, we'll do it on this hand. Just has like kind of a green flash to it, or like a, yeah, green's the word I would use. So it does already have that going for it, and I think that'll correspond well with our look. I made a mess of this. I could blend this more, but I'm not going anywhere today, so I don't really feel that need, if I'm gonna be honest with you. I am not perfect, and my makeup is not going to be perfect sometimes. And I have to learn to be okay with that. Otherwise, I'll spend a lot of time that I don't have. All right, I do want to put something on the lower lash line. I feel like it needs a little bit of something. So I kind of want to go into this shade here. And I kind of want to put this on my waterline, just for that bit of color. I don't really think it's necessary. Hold on. I don't really think it's like necessary for me to put it all over the underside. I have a tendency during the day not to want to do that. But I think a little bit on the lash line would be pretty. So let's go into this one. This is Elphaba. And I don't generally use this on my waterline. I typically gravitate towards darker colors if I'm gonna put a shadow on my lash line. But I think this will translate well to the lash line, so. Because I can kind of brush it into my bottom lashes a little bit on like a more like precise level. I do already have mascara on, like I said, because I did film a video before this and I didn't want my face to be completely bare. So I plopped a little bit of mascara on, but figure while he's napping, I will do what I can. I do have a mirror down here, so if you see me using it, that's because I don't want to stab myself in the eye. So okay, cute. Let me put a little bit of mascara. I do have this purple mascara that doesn't work great. Like the color is not very pronounced on me, but I do want to put a little bit of it on the lower lash line just to kind of bring a little zhuzh back to my lashes there. And it adds just a little something. This voluminous mascara was touted all over. I think it's just okay. Like the color, you can see it's very subtle. And I think this is gonna be the completed look. Like I said, I could continue to blend and probably make things muddy for myself. Because sometimes it do be like that. But I think this is going to be the completed look. I think it's very pretty. I do think it's very pretty. I like that combination of pink and green together. I'm really into it. All right, so we're going to switch over and we're going to do look number 2. And then I'll probably end up doing like intro, outro, you know, whatever. Okay, so look number 2 is coming up next. Okay, so for look number 2 with my BYOP, I wanna use this one. I kind of want to use this and the blue together, but this shade Virago always seems to call me, so I don't know, we're gonna play. Let's play. So let me grab a shading brush. I think I want to do a halo eye. So most of my brushes need to be washed, so we're gonna make do because that's what we do. I think I'm gonna start. Do I want to put a primer on? Here's the deal. I want to use this hot pink, but I think it's gonna stain. I think it's gonna stain. I'm pretty sure it's gonna stain. My swatches for sure stained yesterday, which means my eyelids are for sure gonna stain today. So should I wear a primer to circumnavigate that? I don't really like primers. I feel like they make my eyes look older than they are. They give me more texture, but you know what? Fuck it. We'll just let it stain and then it'll be gone in a couple days anyway. So I know it's a very hit and miss. It's very catch-22 for me. So I'm going into the hot pink here. That shade is called Tessa. So it's a really fun shade. It's very like neon. I haven't tried putting this in over a larger area though. So let's find out if it's gonna perform. I remember it performing well, but you know how memory is. Sometimes things in your memory are better than they actually are. I will say it is really vibrant, even without a base. Do you see that? If you don't care about staining, then, you know, you won't care, but... Okay, do I want to bring this all the way across? I kind of do. Let's just bring it all the way across that crease. All right. I think last look I asked you guys if you like to see both eyes done, or if you just like to watch like one be done as a time-saving measure. I am genuinely curious about that because I like it either way. It just depends on how much time you want to dedicate to a video, you know? Figure people who are in a rush, maybe they only want to see one. But people who are in it just for like listening to something, sometimes you let me know. Okay, I like that a lot. Let's do the other side. Okay, should we go the cool route? Because we are going to put some blue. Let's take a blending brush. I'm going to grab this one by Game Beauty. Okay, so let's grab this one. And I think I'm going to go into the shade Aria. Is that what it's called? No, hold on. Norah. So let's go into Norah here. Yesterday I used this, or do I want to do pink? No, I'm going to do blue. Okay, I'm going to go into Norah. You saw how quick that turnaround was? I was like, wait, nope. Because I want to do pink and blue today. That's what I want. This shade has so much kick up in the pan though. I will say this one is a messy one. Like most of the ones from Devinah are fine. Like there's not that much, but this one for sure has. It's like very powdery comparatively. So, okay. We're just going to diffuse that a little bit and add a little bit of purple. It's not very pigmented. It is literally just for me to blend and add, like, cool things down a little bit there. Okay. In real time. I may end up going into Tessa a little bit just to see if I can mix them. Yeah, that worked okay. There was just something about how what's it called? Norah was blending that I was like, I don't like how this is blending with that pink. It was something about the tone of the shade it was creating. But I'm just gonna go back and forth and dip into Norah and Tessa to try to get that like pinky transition shade I want. like doing anything else with it. I will say hot pinks are very messy in my experience. Every hot pink I've ever met is messy. This is not an exception. I bet this color would look killer with like that yellow about face. This one, I bet if I put this all over my lid and then put this hot pink on top of it, it looks so good. Okay, I'm just adding a little bit more of that hot pink back in because I do want it to be vibrant. Okay, we are gonna deepen up the outer corners of it. Should I use the same brush? Let's use the same brush. I made a mess. All right, let's go in to this one here. That one is called Tacenda. This is the one, I actually took a spoolie brush to it and I just removed that layer of hard pan. It doesn't do well like when you use your fingers with it or a damp brush, and I'm pretty sure I put a damp brush in it. So it was fighting me the other day when I tried to use it. But I loaded up my brush with some, so let's see how it does now. I don't know if this color is going to be dark enough actually for this. I might have to declutter the shade. I tried using it last month in the BYOP because it's such a great color. But the one I have is just older. And it's just starting to not perform as well because it is older, you know? There's a shelf life on shadows, friends. They don't always last the way we want them to, unfortunately. Okay. Just adding a little bit of depth. Is this going to be enough depth for what I want, though? That remains to be seen. Should we get a finer brush and add a little bit more precise? And we'll go into Virago, which is this one right there. Virago is that like deeper kind of purpley color, like kind of tone. It is not quite as dark on the lid as it looks in the pan. It is a little bit like pinkier on the lid, I think. But let me load up my brush and let me see if I can get it to deepen up enough for what I want, you know? Okay. There's a little bit more depth. It's not quite as dark. Honestly, what I should have done, and I thought about this at the time, I thought about adding Karma, which is like that pure black. Thought about adding Karma to this palette because anytime I have hot pink, I like to have a black shade. I'm gonna need to blend this area a little bit more. It's kind of haphazardly putting it on. Like we are gonna cover this area with shimmer, so it does not matter that it's not right. But this area, I'm not. As long as they're cousins, not even just sisters, but like cousins, you know? Just be cousins. I just look for that level of accuracy. I do have a bunch of fallout right now because that hot pink is messy, but I will take a baby wipe to it and try to do that, you know? Okay, let me grab my specular eye base because that's what I've been using a lot lately. Just to glue my shimmers down to my eye. Okay, I cannot wait to see what that blue looks like on the lid with the pink. This is like a really interesting shifty shade because it's like blue and purple, but it is so sparkly. Like it is hella sparkly. And I personally love it. Now I do have a code with Devinah. This isn't like a video just for the code. I don't make any money from it. It is Garden is the code. So if there was like a shade that you saw that you like couldn't live without, you can use that code on most things. Like you can use it on the eye base. You can use it on most collections. Like you can use it on Sea of Shadows, that kind of thing. I know that you can't use it on Mystic Cove. I don't know why there are exceptions. I'm sure that there are lots of reasons, but you can't use it on every single item, but you can use it on a lot of stuff. So, all right, let me see. Like, why pay full price is my thing. Like, don't pay full price if you don't have to. Oh, am I doing Thoosa or am I doing that blue? The blue is called Swirling Waters. Here's the deal. Originally, when I had the idea, I was thinking of the blue. So let's put the blue all over, like maybe on the sides, here and here. And then we'll add maybe some Thoosa in the middle. What do you think? Just put this all over the lid, honestly. Let's just do that. And then we'll add that highlight to the center if we need to. Well, I mean, we're going to, but God, this color is just so good though. Look how pretty it is. Oh, this blue. I used to be really leery of this color blue. I don't know if you remember a darling little show from the 90s called The Drew Carey Show. But there is an iconic character named Mimi. And Mimi would wear the most outlandish for the time eyeshadow looks. Like her whole, like, it was like Felix the Cat, but like blue eyeshadow. It was gnarly. It dissuaded me from using eyeshadow like that, especially colorful eyeshadow, for many years. Like Mimi, what was her last name? Was it Mimi Boucher? Mimi Buffet? Mimi Buffet, I think is what her name was. She, because of her looks and her general character, she was so salty, but also really funny. I just didn't want to do similar looks for many, many years. I was like, oh no, I look like Mimi from Drew Carey. Like it was the first thing that came to mind. And now I'm like, fuck yes, I look like Mimi from Drew Carey. Okay. Amazing how our perceptions change. All right, let's clean this up a little bit. This is just a regular baby wipe. This is a Huggies Natural. As somebody who has small humans, listen, baby wipes, the best thing ever. Just so you know. If you don't have them in your house, you're missing out. Mainly because I can use them to clean any surface. It's basically just like a cotton rag with hydrating ingredients in it. Look how, I am a little cotton candy princess and I love that for me. Okay, do we need to go in the green for this look? No, let's not. Okay, let's go into Thoosa. I love this shade because look at it. Right, but in the center of the lid, make it little, just kind of like a little bit of a spotlight eye. Now on a glitter primer, that's really gonna like show up because I have the blue all over my lid. It's really playing off of the blues. It's not playing off of the purple as much. But if you are in person, you can see like that shit. I don't know if you can see it on my dirty ass mirror, but anyway. Okay, we have to do inner corner. I think the yellow would be good for inner corner. Should we try that? Let's try that. Because originally I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. But now I'm like, yellow? Pink lemonade moment? All right, yellow is there. What is that called? Toska. Let's see if this is light. Oh, you know what? Do I want to put this on my lower lash line? Ooh, let's put Toska on the lower lash line. Toska's going on the lower lash line. Okay, this is fun. I like this. All right. With my skin tone being what it is, I will say these yellows, because there's not quite enough of a white base in this, it is more subtle on me. Does that make sense? Like it is a more subtle kind of color. Like in person, you can see it a lot more than you can see it on camera. And I don't want to be garish in real life. And it doesn't always translate to the camera, you know? Sometimes when you are putting things on your lids, you have to put more and more and more for it to show up the way you want on camera. And I was like, I am not willing to be that garish in real life. Like, I wear my makeup all day. I don't need to be clowning around, if you will. Okay, I'm gonna grab a different brush. I want something a little bit more precise. I'm thinking this one here, this is a B3. And I kind of want to go into this white shade here and just use that for my inner corner. This one is called Blow, which makes me laugh. And it also makes me think of the 80s because cocaine. So mixed with that little bit of the colors that I have there on my inner corner already, it is mixing with that pink and actually making like a really nice pink. Like it's like a very pretty pinky purple. And I think that's actually really pretty. All right, let's do that. Now y'all know I love an inner corner sparkle. So let's put one on our lower lash line, and I think I want to do a pop-up green. So what shades did we use last time? I think, did we use this one? Offshore Mist. I don't think we used Offshore Mist, but I think the sea foam is going to lend itself well to the lower lash line here. I think we used both greens. Actually, we've used, yeah, I don't think we used this one last time, so I'm going to put this right here. This one's called Offshore Mist, and it's just like a really pretty, like, sea foamy kind of a green with like a little bit of yellow in it, so I think it'll play off the yellow really nicely. Okay. I'm going to put, oh, I like that a lot. I'm going to put liner and lashes on, and I will be right back. All right, so this is a completed look number 2 using my Build a Palette. I love how this came out. I'm very excited for this. I like a pink and purpley and green moment, and I'm really happy that I'm able to give my singles some love. I know, like, it seems like a silly thing, but when you have a big collection, it's really easy to neglect certain categories if you're not using them all the time. Especially for me, I fixate. So I'm really happy that it came together, and I really like the look. I think this is my favorite of the 2, but you'll have to tell me in the comments what your favorite is. I'm very tempted to do a third look, but I just don't know that I'm going to have time to do it this week, and I want to get this video out. So maybe I'll do that as a short coming up in the future. And yeah, I'm really excited. I will put the shade names of whatever I used in the comments below. And for this video, both the mascara was the same. It's the Benefit Roller Lash. And then today I just put a little bit of Makeup Geek, the purple cream gel liner, and my waterline. I actually didn't put anything on my tight line like I normally do. I will probably do that in a little bit, but honestly, I just forgot. Sometimes I forget. But anyway, I love your faces. Thank you so much for being here and for watching. And then tell me in the comments if you've purchased anything from Devinah in the past. Really, their shimmers are like so good. They're my favorite. The mattes for me, the newer mattes, like the newer released mattes are good. The older mattes can be a little bit like finicky, but I still like them. They still perform. They're just not like the best like matte formula in my collection. There's so many good ones out there, but I do think that the newer matte formulas are. So like, for instance, like Elphaba is like a newer matte. You can see the difference already. Like, they're just, right? They're just better. They're just good. But anyway, I love your face. Thanks for being here. And yeah, have a super duper day. Touch your eyeshadows, play with them, use them. Because you spent your money on them, you might as well, right? Okay, until the next one, bye.